Hey everyone, welcome to Local Living. I'm Anna Christina. I'm so excited about today's show because we're going to get in depth about the past, present, and future of Fort Gordon. We're also going to talk about the relationship that they have with Blanchard and Calhoun. And lately there's been a lot of growth within the CSRA, so we're going to talk about that as well as the opportunities that we're facing. Joining me right now is Dr. Tom Clark. He served in the U.S. Army for 32 years. 32 years. Wow, I want to thank you first of all for your service.
You're welcome.
And you now serve as the Executive Director for the Alliance for Fort Gordon.
I do.
So thank you for that, your continued service. I really want to introduce to people, the history of Fort Gordon and kind of get people familiar within the community if they don't know about Fort Gordon.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fort Gordon was established in 1941. It was stood up to train Patton's divisions. In 1956, it was permanently called Fort Gordon. In 2009, there was the creation of the Cyber Command, and in 2010, NSA's construction of White Law on Fort Gordon. Then in 2012, kind of just walking it down, is when the Army started the new cyber field. Okay. The first field since they had a branch called Special Forces, so huge development in the Army. And then in 2014, Fort Gordon changed from the Signal Center of Excellence to the Cyber Center of Excellence. During that time, the post had 25% growth from about 2012 to 2017, and they changed from being a training post to a power projection platform for cyber. 2018 to 2023, the post will still grow. And we'll talk about some of that growth.
Right, and I think that the history of Fort Gordon is so important to our community because it really says a lot about it.
Absolutely.
And where the future of our community is going. And I know there's a lot of projects going on, but I kind of want to touch on the fact that at some point there was a fight to keep Fort Gordon
Absolutely.
here and to keep it open. Tell me about what that was like.
Well, obviously we won.
Right,
so,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a great thing. The fight was really between us and in a couple other locations strategically across the United States. I feel, and the history says, that we won that fight because we had an established presence from the NSA. We had a great community, low cost of living. We had senators who fought for us. The joint land use study showed that we were perfect for growth in this area. And we cannot say enough about the welcoming community that surrounds Fort Gordon.
Right. Well, and I think you are right in the sense that the growth is happening. We see that the CSRA is booming. There's a lot of projects, like I mentioned, going on. One big one in particular, can you tell everybody about that?
Sure. Well, the Corps of Engineers actually calls Fort Gordon's project a mega project because of the size and the complexity of the projects. We have about $2 billion. The post has $2 billion worth of infrastructure improvements that Fort Gordon will see from now to 2028. They have 41 ongoing projects right now, at a cost of about $206 million. The Cyber Protection Brigade Wing and the Army Cyber Wing, both major projects due to be done by June of 2020. Wow. And then there's a $900 million cyber campus that will be constructed on Fort Gordon.
Well, I'm sure we can do an entire show about this history and where the future is going. It is amazing. Well, Dr. Clark, thank you so much for taking the time to kind of walk us through that a little bit. And I know that you have a special relationship with Blanchard and Calhoun in a little bit, or coming up next, we're going to be talking to them about their military on the move program.
Absolutely.
So thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Local Living.